Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now in today's video we're going to be making this thank you gift tag shaker card, and we are going to be using some Kat Scrappiness product. We have got the Cuppa Joe gift card tag die, and it's from Kat Scrappiness, and we've also got her Happy Pills sprinkle mix, and we're going to use this to make this card a shaker. So we've got the die set here, and we're just going to bring in some heavy cardstock and we're going to die cut it out. I'm going to use this, it's Nina Solar White 120-pound cardstock, and we're going to use it and have a good solid base. I cut it to 6 inches because I need a lot of space for this tag. If you cut it at 5.5, you're going to be edge to edge and just barely making it. So I'm using a 6 by, I don't know, what would that be, 8.5? And die cutting out all of our pieces here. And so I brought in, I cut out some pieces that I won't use. That extra piece that tops the cup, I won't wind up using it because I'll put a decorative band on there, but we're going to use these Happy Pill sprinkle mix. Now I'm making this card. I love when I have a purpose for making cards. I make a lot of cards with a variety of different product, but I really like when I'm making a card specific to someone or for someone for a specific purpose. And for this one, it is National, I think, Nurses Week this week, and my daughter, who works in a hospital, is wanting a card, wanted me to create a card for one of the nurse practitioners that she works with, and so that's what I'm doing. And this is not normally a shaker card die set, but I'm going to use, I'll bring in another Kat Scrappiness die to create a shaker window with. So what I'm going to do is take this label piece here, and I'm going to bring in another tag set from Kat Scrappiness. It's this one right here. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Looking for the die set. Anyway, and it was kind of an oval stitched die, and it would fit in that square. And so I'm going to use it. I will link all the materials in the description box below, but you could use anything in your stash that would fit inside of that shape there. And this would fit, and it made like a good label. And so it's going to create my window for my shaker bits. So I'll just die cut it out. I had a little heart there that I die cut out as well. And you can see we just pop that out. Now we've got a place to put our shaker bits, and we've also got a place to stamp our sentiment that we're going to use. So we're just going to get all these dies put away. And here I'm showing it as the Stitch Rounded Rectangle die set from Kat Scrappiness was the name of that. And I'm just going to get all my little bits and pieces. Now, the smooth side, you know, is going to be on the inside of the card, because that's where our little card, you know, where you put your gift card on there. And so I'm going to give this a good press, get it lined up and give it a good press. And I'm going to press the edges down because the die has pressed into this. And so you've got some marks on there. And so I'm going to try and press it with my bone folder and get those marks out and just kind of check it out. And I'm deciding that I do, since it did go through my die cutting machine, and we've kind of got some die cutting machine marks on that front panel there, I'm going to bring in some pattern cardstock and cover it. And that way we'll have a good clean look all the way around. I'm still trying to press those edges down and make it look really smooth. Now I am going to go to my Kat Scrappiness and bring in this heart paper here. And it is called the Spectrum of Love. And I've chosen a teal pattern to go with that cardstock that I decided to use. I tried to match them up to my little, I guess, teal colored Happy Pills in that shaker mix. And that's why I chose this color. So I'm just going to, I don't need to die cut the whole thing out. I'm just going to get that one piece. And of course it's made to score, it's not made to cut. So I'm going to have to take my scissors. And first I thought I was going to use this trimmer, and I'm like, it's on an angle and I'm not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to bring in my good Tim Holtz scissors, and we'll just cut on the line that is right there, and it will just be super easy and it's going to work out great. So now we've got a panel to cover that up, and they won't be able to see those die cutting marks that were on the underneath of the panel when I die cut it out. So we'll just get our decorative pattern laid down on here, and then we can start building our shaker. This really came together pretty quickly. When she asked me if I had a set for like doctors or nurses or anything like that, I was trying to think. I think at one point I had a Band-Aid die, but I don't think I have it anymore. But anyway, I got to thinking about the shaker bits that I had from Kat Scrappiness, and I came across these little, they're called Happy Pills, and they just have little cute faces on them. And I thought, well, that'd be cute if we could make a shaker. And then I was thinking, well, what could I do as a shaker? And then she said, well, I want to give her a gift card. And so I'm like, I've got just the perfect thing. And I was thinking about this Cuppa Joe gift card tag die, and I thought I can make this work. And so when I got out, I thought, oh, I thought it had a shaker window in it, and I realized it didn't. I thought, well, I know how I can make one. You just get all your tools out and just figure out how to kind of adapt things to meet your needs, and that's what I did here. Now, this is just a piece of packaging, and it's not the completely clear acetate. It kind of has a little bit of a, I want to say a fog, but it's not dirty or anything. It's just not completely clear. And it's extra sturdy. And so this is going to make a good shaker window. I was real pleased when I got it laid down on top of my shaker bits, how clearly the shaker bits could be seen, because I was afraid it might be a little hazy since this is not a completely clear sheet, but it actually worked out great. And I get these sheets a lot with some of my product that comes into me, and it's extra sturdy, so I'm glad to find a use for it. Because sometimes that acetate is really flimsy. So I'm just trimming up anything that's hanging over the edges, and then we're going to put some foam strips. I've just got some narrow foam strips that I'm going to use to create my little well so my shaker bits can shake. And we'll just get this foam all the way around there. So like I said, it came together pretty quickly. I sent her a picture of it, and she loved it. So she'll be able to take it to work this week. This video is going to air probably later in the week, but she'll be able to get it to her in plenty of time for the celebration. So I'm just putting those little tiny bits back on there and saving them because, you can use them on something, and we'll get one that'll go clear across. And now we've got our window completely covered so our shaker bits cannot get out. And I'm just going to spill them out on top of this back panel here. And then we'll put our window down, and we've got all of our bits and pieces, spreading them all out so that they don't get stuck and they'll all freely move. I'm just trying to carefully line it up, and you can see them really well. So that film that I used for the back of that's going to work out quite well. Now this, I don't want this to be a tag, so I've got a solution for that. We're going to use that little heart that I die cut out. We'll just cover that up. Now I thought just that pattern paper there that I used has got a sheen to it, so it's kind of slick. So I thought, let's just use some double-sided tape, and then we'll put some glue with it, and the tape will get it to stick right away, and then the glue will, be the long-term hold for it. So we'll just get some glue on there, and we'll get this thing pressed down. And we've got like the little, I guess this is like I said tag, but I think it's like the warmer piece or the handle piece that keeps you from burning your hand when you're holding your hot cup of coffee. The sleeve, I guess, is what that is. And then this is just the decorative piece, and this is why I say we won't use that extra piece that I die cut out for the top of that. And I guess that extra piece is what you would cover up that tag piece so that you don't have that tag there. And looking at it now, so I probably should have put it down, but I didn't get it down in time. So we're going to put the heart and cover it up. But there is an extra piece so that if you don't want to create a tag, you can just layer it up over that hole in the tag there. But I think the heart looks super cute on there. And then the inside of the shaker there, we're going to use that to stamp our sentiment. So I went looking for a sentiment, and I wound up pulling in my Spellbinders Go-To Girl stamp and die set, because it's got a sentiment on there that I think will be perfect for this, because this is a thank you card, and it says thank you for my go-to girl. Thank you to my go-to girl. And we're going to use that on there, and it's going to be super cute. So this is a really fine cinnamon, you know, where the lines are just so fine. And so you just want to lightly tap it and then just lightly press it. And you're better off to just press twice and not push hard. So I'm going to just gently rub my finger on there and then give it another press. And then we'll have a nice clean cinnamon for it. And it's just really dainty. So thanks for being my go-to girl. And we'll just put some glue on there and get it laid down. And I very quickly got this card made for her. So I'm going to just give it a good press, make sure it's good and stuck, and we'll give it a shake, shake. Just can't stop shaking those cards. So here is a close-up picture of the finished card, and I think it's super cute. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.